Good day, I'm Andrea Chisholm and this is your Jis News for August 27. Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller is reiterating the need for Caribbean countries to learn from each other in order to strengthen regional integration. Mr. Simpson-Miller says there is no shortage of ideas in the Caribbean, but bemoaned that those ideas are not consistently put into action.
Our approach should be to strengthen and build on those regional institutions which are already in place. At the same time, we should use the achievements of individual nations as benchmarks for best practices to which all countries in the region should aspire.
The Prime Minister was speaking at a conference hosted by the Sir Arthur Lewis Institute for Social and Economic Studies, SALESIS, based at the University of the West Indies, Mona. It was held under the theme 50-50, Critical Reflections in a Time of Uncertainty. Scrap metal sites are now being assessed to determine their suitability to operate as transitional sites until the government-approved central site is commissioned into service. Some 48 sites are being inspected by a team headed by the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce. The move comes after meetings last week with the Portfolio Minister Anthony Hilton and executives of the Scrap Metal Federation of Jamaica to discuss the conditions to restart the trade. The Ministry and the Federation are to meet late this week to review the findings of the assessment. Jamaicans are urged to build on the achievements that the country has made in the education sector since independence. That call comes from the Information Minister, Senator Sandria Faulkner. Speaking at a recent function, the minister said the country had made significant gains in education, pointing out that while in 1962 less than 1,000 students were enrolled in universities, 50 years later that figure stands at almost 70,000. Similarly, the number of children placed in secondary schools has significantly increased from 2,000 in 1962 to almost 42,000 in 2012.
Back in 1962, 7 out of every 10 Jamaicans were illiterate and could not read and write. Today, that situation shows a complete reverse. 8 out of every 10 Jamaicans are now able to read and write. It is through education that we are able to open new doors of opportunities to a brighter future.
Senator Faulkner was speaking at the recent Courts Customer Scholarship Awards ceremony, where 50 students at various levels of the education system received financial assistance to further their studies. The Agriculture and Fisheries Ministry is seeking to better utilize the data gathered through Geographical Information System (GIS) as a key strategy to further boost agricultural productivity.
We're looking for efficiency, economy, and effectiveness in the outputs that we get from this area of the supply chain.
The Rural Physical Planning Division is being strengthened to deliver the GIS services. GIS is a computer-based system that's designed to capture, store, manipulate, analyze, and manage and display all types of geographically referenced information. The Jamaica Public Service Company, JPSCO, says it's still working to restore power to several communities that have been affected by power outages since the weekend as a result of the adverse weather conditions affecting the island. JPS says the severe lightning storm and several hours of heavy rain Saturday into Sunday resulted in damage to some sections of the power delivery system. The company is reporting several instances of trees falling on power lines due to landslides. Monday morning, several areas in St. Andrew, St. Catherine, and other parts of the island were still without electricity, but Head of Corporate Communications Winsome Callum says JPS crews are out working to restore normalcy to all affected areas in the shortest possible time. And finally, the public is being urged to remain vigilant for possible flash flooding in low-lying and flood-prone areas, even as Isaac no longer poses a threat of tropical storm conditions for Jamaica. The island could still experience periods of heavy rainfall, primarily over northern parishes, so the public is being asked to take the necessary precautions. That includes avoiding flooded waterways, not driving in areas where water covers the roadway, and having an evacuation plan in place for those living in low-lying or flood-prone areas. Tropical Storm Isaac, which is expected to strengthen into a hurricane in a day or two, is on a west-northwest track, moving towards the eastern Gulf of Mexico and the northern Gulf Coast. And that's it for GIS News today. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Thank you for watching.